Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Not too sure why I look super white, but I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I am looking at. I'm going to be closing out my position here on UGAS in just a little bit, so I'm going to get that ready. Doesn't look like I'm going to get filled exactly where I wanted to. Going to go here, going to put it at 66 and just send it. There we go. Going to close this position. And there we go. So I sold at an average purchase price of 15.66, right? I've taken a couple of trades during pre-market hours, just to be exact. I took 11, and I just broke a little bit over $2,000 profit on the day. So I've closed out all my positions. I'm off to a great start during pre-market hours. And it has to all do with the volatility. I left a lot on the table on my last trade. My last trade on ticker symbol DGAS, to say the least, I got in for an amazing entry, but I only got in, and again, I'm not complaining, but I struggled, like a lot of, for those that have ever traded DGAS, especially during pre-market hours, the spread between the bid and the ask. I know I've had this question a lot. And it's like, look at the bid, it's at 15.39, and look at the ask, it's at 15.80. Sometimes the spread, which is the difference in price between the bid and the ask, is more than $1 apart. And that's kind of what I was experiencing as DGAS was beginning to push up. It was pushing up too quickly. And I got in originally with $30,000. Which was my initial purchase price, and I tried to average up and I just could not get filled. So I literally, as it pushed all the way up to about 150, I sold at 156.50, and I bought and sold with $30,000, and that's all. I'm not complaining. I know that's still a decent amount of money, but just to put into perspective, that's about 30% of what I normally would be trading with. So if you were trading with $1,000, that's like you only getting filled with $300. That's the approach, right? And kind of the area of opportunity. So we hear you 2 times. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Is the audio bad? There's an echo. All right, what about now? It's fine on my end. Audio is great. No, audio is fine. So yeah, it looks like it might just be on your side where it might be a little messed up. I don't know if you want to refresh your screen. Okay, yeah, we have a majority of people saying that there is no echo. So you might want to just refresh your screen and make sure that everything is good. And yeah, we'll kind of go from there. But I'm going to be, again, guys, my goal is 1.5% to 2% on a daily basis. This puts me at my 2% already. Yesterday I fell, a little short of the 1.5%. These goals are something to work towards. It's not something that you have to hit every single day. Obviously, it's good to be consistent. But this is where I had a lot of people when I made that little comment of like, that's my goal. I wanted to find a balance between something that is like aggressive enough that I have to work for it, but not so aggressive that I overtrade for it. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So this is the type of balance that you're going to have to find. What can you do within your own means right now? Is it 2% a week? Is it 3% a week? It doesn't matter what my goal is. It doesn't matter what anybody's goal is, right? It's whatever you feel most comfortable with. It looks like actually we're getting rejected on /NG, and it looks like we're getting rejected right around that middle VWAP. Do you guys see this? Looks like it peaked out. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI, look at the middle VWAP, and it looks like we might be getting rejected. There it goes. It's beginning to sell off. Market just opened. Again, this isn't a make it or break it. So let's just give it time, and let's make sure that we feel comfortable with, our series of trades. So I'm gonna drink my protein shake real quick. Oh, they have 2 YouTube pages open. Okay, yeah, double check if you have 2 YouTube pages open. That's a good one. I didn't know that could be a thing. Here we go, selling off. DGAS had an absolute ridiculous push. I sold way too early on this one, and it pushed up to highs of like 157. And this is before it hit those highs. I thought it was going to hit highs of 155, 154 max. And my goodness, the thing pushed another $2. I left a decent amount on the table, and then it pulled back. I bought the dip, pushed up, sold. And I'm up 834 on DGAS alone, but I definitely left a lot on the table just because there was a change of direction. I don't know if you guys could see this, and this is it's difficult sometimes because natural gas was almost showing signs of an uptrend. It was trading between the middle and top VWAP. And then what began to happen was it then broke below the middle VWAP, and then it began to make, the middle VWAP, which acted as a previous support, now began to act as a resistance. So this is what you have to pay a lot of attention to, because sometimes we do experience that right before we go from pre-market to market open. It's been happening so often. I know a lot, for me talking about a change of direction probably does not sound so strange to you because it's been happening so often, right? And that's why when I saw that this thing was approaching the middle VWAP, I'm just like, I'm going to give this a little bit more time. And then it just went boom and it continued to sell off. And I was like, holy crap, DGAS is running. And it's hard to catch DGAS during pre-market hours because the spread is so wide. But I caught it very little, right? And then I had to lock in profits right away. And then, it sold off super aggressively. I bought the dip on UGAS, right? And then, it's just been going back and forth. So let's go ahead and okay, so look at this. Ooh, UGAS with a quick little recovery. Ooh. How are you guys all feeling today? Is there anything that you are watching that you're just waiting on? You're patiently waiting for the opportunity to present itself. I don't know how you guys felt about my video yesterday. I know it was kind of boring, but I felt like I did a lot of commentating on my trades, a lot of analysis, and I feel like for those that are actually watching my videos to learn how to trade, that was a very helpful one. But for those that are watching my videos for entertainment purposes, that was a very boring one. So we have a lot of people sharing what it is that they're watching. So I learned from the best, those kinds of videos. Oh, I like that. I learned best from those kinds of videos. Appreciate that, Kyle. Super happy to hear that. Yesterday was a good video. I'm looking at HUYA. Okay. I listen to your videos while I work. That's pretty cool. Appreciate you. Okay. So do you guys see kind of what's going on right here on /CL? It's overextended, but the MACD is showing signs of a potential support and it's trying to push up again. So it's at a critical point where we don't know if it's going to actually continue to go up, right? Or actually just consolidate here and then sell off. So I would give this time, easiest way for me to put it. Right now, and again, this is just my opinion, the pattern is not super clear like it was anymore. The market just opened and it's kind of just consolidating here. I have my alert here to see if this thing begins to make lower lows, right? And I have my alert here to see if this thing begins to make higher highs. So let's be patient and let's make sure that the direction, it's just so much easier, right? It's so much easier when we understand the direction of something just to trade with it. I think that we can all agree on that it's a much more effective and efficient trade. So let's simply give it more time. We saw a huge push up on /NQ, which means the overall market. And now it's beginning to almost pull back at least to the middle VWAP, right? So this is NQ, right? So this is the NASDAQ future. I want to follow up with Tesla. My little sister had a position on Tesla and she's been holding it for, I think, a little bit over a month. She's a little risky, right? She says she likes Elon. But, wow, okay, definitely not bad. I would say some form of luck, right? Here we go. Holy smokes, 17%. Oh my God, wait, I don't even know if that's, nope, yep, she got in around that 220 area. Yeah, bless you. Yet showing signs of it being a little bit more on the overextended side. Earnings report is coming out. Sweet. Natural gas is selling off. Yeah, I do see that it's trading below the EMA line. So, right? She should probably have a YouTube channel for swing trading. Anytime that I post about my little sister, people are just a little bit too inappropriate. So, as a big brother, I don't know if I would want her to have a YouTube channel. Yeah. So she's in school. She's doing good. I just paid for her second year. She actually got a reduction in her tuition. It saved me like $10,000. So she's been doing really good with her grades and what she's pursuing. So, but yeah. Gotta take care of our little sisters, you already know. A lot of weird people out there. Here we go. /CL with a nice little push up. Check out Gush. Okay. Appreciate that. Oh. Natural gas selling off. And there it goes. It actually just made lower lows on the day. So congrats to all those that are in DGAS. Maybe time to lock in profits. Up to you guys. A little bit more on the overextended side. Natural gas a little bit more on the support side. Yeah, so this is kind of all over the place. /CL just broke above its resistance. There's not enough of a pattern for me to understand like kind of what's going on, right? The 20-day 1 hour chart, yeah, it looks like it is trying to trend up. It's just not consistent enough. I don't trade this enough to kind of see maybe what it is that you're seeing, and that's just my 2 cents. But yeah, the direction is not super clear. I would have to give this a little bit more time and see how it begins to trade. There it goes. We got you guys back at that support. Lethal Weapon Gaming, what is going on? Good morning, good morning. Here we go. So again, we're almost seeing signs of this like descending pattern, so be very careful. It almost looks like it's making lower highs. Do you see this? And it could be making lower lows. So what previously was a support, so around this general area, I agree that it's like that support range. That line is not a straight line. But yeah, I mean, previous patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to. And at the end of the day, I think that, being a little bit more patient, especially if you're trying to be more selective with what you're choosing to trade, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'd rather be more picky than, be so open to trade just anything. I'm sorry that we asked this, but what's the future for Gush and Drip? So there is no future. There's an index and it's like SPIOSC, something like that, but I don't like trading off of indexes. It doesn't provide me any more data than the actual ETF. So it does have a correlation or /CL from time to time. So like when the crude oil report comes out, it sometimes does have an influence on Gush and Drip, but it's not a direct correlation. So just something to keep an eye out for. So here we go. It looks like it's beginning to push up. Again, this is the descending pattern as of right now. So one thing that we can wait out for is if this pattern continues to repeat itself, instead of trying to trade the one that's selling off, we can wait for natural gas to become overbought and overextended, buy the dip on DGAS, which is viewed as the ascending uptrend pattern today, right? And then once it confirms the support, then trade that instead of trading this. Just an idea. Now, you don't have to trade anything at the end of the day, but just an idea. That's kind of the approach though. But I don't know if that's exact. I know it does have an influence with like both natural gas and crude oil. I just didn't want to say that because sometimes when the natural gas report does come out, it doesn't have a direct impact on Gush and Drip. So I don't know why it's not showing your thing. Let me. No. Sorry, I didn't mean to hide it. Someone commented. The time I go live, the market is slow. It's all good. It's all about being patient, right? Nothing wrong with that. Here we go. I mean, we're calling this out, right? I mean, it was at a previous support. It made sense. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI, it's beginning to push up. I want this now to become overextended, right? We want this thing to push up. We don't have to partake of every single trade. We want to see this thing push up, looking at the MACD, become overextended by the dip on DGAS, and then kind of go with the flow. Do you guys get what I'm saying? RLGY is really active. RLGY. This looks like a pump and dump. This is, I know nothing about this, but yeah, I would stay away. A lot of activity happening during pre-market hours, especially during hours that not a lot of people can trade. Or 4 o'clock, yeah, people can trade that. And yeah, I would just be very careful with this. This is just my honest opinion. When there's a lot of movement and a lot of activity, this is like momentum trading or trading based off of like, you know, when something is being pumped, there's a lot of like false news and manipulation. So very risky. It's a kind of high risk, high reward type of thing. And I would be very careful, to say the least. I don't want to tell you what to trade. I'm not here, you know, I didn't work hard for your money. I'm here just to provide you insight based off of my experience, right? And here it goes. It looks like natural gas is beginning to show signs of these like lower highs that we were talking about. Let's see if it could push up a little bit more, and then kind of go from there. Let's see. Momentum stocks are advanced level trading. I wouldn't say that. It's just a different niche, right? It's just whatever you resonate better with. You know, if you think swing trading is a little bit too slow, right? I wouldn't say that that's any more advanced. It's just a little bit more aggressive. So it's just a different approach. Here it goes. It looks like natural gas is getting rejected. Looks like /NQ did find a support around this general area, right? Or did find a support right around, well, we'll see if it continues to push up. Would you make a section in Learn Plan Profit of options trading? I don't think a lot. I mean, I don't trade options, so I just don't find that to be the most effective group chat if that's not something that I necessarily do. But if we get enough people that want it, then sure. No, not as of right now. I've closed out all my positions so far. I'm trying to see if we can get natural gas. That literally looks like that was the high. I wanted to see if natural gas pushed up a little bit more. Do you guys kind of see what I'm doing here? I wanted to see if natural gas or UGAS could push up a little bit more so it builds the margin of profit for recovery. I just don't feel like this is enough. It's less than 1% for DGAS based off of previous highs. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So I wanted it to be attractive enough for me to want to trade it, and it just didn't pull back enough for me to want to buy the dip and try to get back in because again, I already hit my daily goal, so I wanted to be a little bit more selective. Do you guys get what I'm saying with what I choose to trade? So again, I'm just trying to hold back as much as possible. So Ricky, will you take a percentage of profits of people who trade in your Learn Plan Profit warehouse when you get it? No, not at all. I'm not going to be telling people where to trade, or they're not going to be copying my trades either. The whole purpose of like the TechBuds HQ is to just be able to have a physical location where people can, feel welcome to network, to trade. It's not going to just be just for trading. There's going to be a designated trading area, but it's going to be like a lounge, and we want it near, ASU, to kind of be just a pretty like laid back, you know, area where people can just come in and, hang out, do homework, work on their different projects, kind of like a little mini WeWork, if you guys know what that is, but more based off of, kind of like investors and traders and stuff like that. So, and it's just something that I'm not creating, moving forward. People like have asked me, in our team, it's like, okay, well, like now that you've been doing well, what do you want to do, or what do you see yourself doing? Are you going to retire? I literally just want to work on things that I wish I had when I was first getting started. So this HQ, like you guys might be thinking that it's like, oh my God, they're like, that's so cool and stuff like that. It's literally because I've wanted it. Like I know that it would have been useful for me, and I know it's going to be useful for me moving forward. That I know if it's useful for me, it could be effective and useful for other people. I'm not going to be creating things that I don't care for anymore. I'm not going to be creating things. So all the software that we're working on, all the projects that we have going on, it's all things that I see value in and that I've wanted to create. That's like kind of the approach that I want to take on, because it brings me, it will make me happy regardless if it's successful or not. I'm not charging people for it. So there's not like a, just a subscription or anything like that. I want that place, and I want to make it available to those that are part of our team. That's simple. So I feel like it could be it could be viewed as a way of giving back, but to be completely honest, I want it. I want a place like that. I've always wanted one. And I know if I want one and I find it attractive, so will other people. And that's it. Like, it doesn't have to work for everyone. It just has to be okay with me, because I'm paying for it and I know that other people will appreciate it. So, yeah. So I'm moving to Arizona then. Sergey? I mean, I would hope so, right? But yeah. Do you have a video on setting up your second monitor for trading? I don't. It's just an HDMI cable connected to a monitor. It's nothing fancy. Nothing about like my trading setup is fancy whatsoever. Remember guys, I'm super cheap. Actually, I kind of went all out on this one. This monitor was $300. I remember I went to Best Buy with Justin, and Justin was like, dude, just get it. It's a good monitor. I was going to get a TV screen because they were so much cheaper. They were so much cheaper, but then they said that it doesn't respond as quickly. And I was like, oh my God, these guys are trying to get me just so I spend another $150 for a smaller screen. But I just did it. I was like, it was my little gift to me. And then I bought myself this little blue microphone because everyone said our audio sucked. So, but yeah, we'll have a bunch of these monitors at the warehouse, or at the HQ. We'll probably, my goal is to have like 10 to 15 trading stations where people can just dock up their computers, and we'll have a bunch of different monitors and stuff like that. So yeah, the response time thing is no joke. I agree. And when it comes down to trading, especially the way that I do, I was like, okay, it makes sense. But yeah. Can you sometime tell us what your setup is? Yeah, I'll maybe over the weekend I'll make a video just very quickly about my trading setup. I appreciate it. How will we reserve them? You just come in. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, you'll have free access to like visit any of our facilities for TechBuds HQ. We'll have the dealer. Our plan is to have a car dealership there as well. So if you like cars, you're going to meet the whole Flipping Wheels team. Our whole team is going to be there, and yeah, you'll have free access. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing else that I could say. That's pretty much it. Road trip. I like it. Awesome. I just think that there will have to be a long wait in line. I don't think so. I mean, there's a lot of us, but we're all over the United States. So I don't think it'll be too busy. And if we get that busy, then let's be honest, it's all about scaling, right? So that means I'll just have to open more facilities if it makes sense. But as of right now, I don't think that's going to be an issue. So there's no reason to pre-assume issues when, we don't even have them yet. So here we go. Natural gas, the little pullback. So it looks like DGAS might begin to start pushing up. Why still only charge $300 for a learn plan profit? It's never been about, again, the whole purpose of, why I created learn plan profit. If you guys know, like, and this is something that, like, and I don't like talking about it too often. People think that I only began to do well when I created learn plan profit. But if you go back, I had a McLaren, I had 4 properties, I had my Corvette Z06, I had like 3 motorcycles, all before learn plan profit. I created learn plan profit because after talking to Tanner J. Fox, there were so many people. I spent so much time responding to so many different direct messages that were all so beginner focused that he was like, it's just, if they don't buy it through you, they're going to buy it through someone else, and they're still going to come to you with questions. And at the end of the day, I just wanted to, under promise but over deliver. And I wanted to create something that, again, I wish was available both for, the content that they experience, and the value that they get, especially for the price. So yeah, it's never been about trying to like charge, like $1,000 or $5,000. Just think about it. There's no one else, if I'm not mistaken, like and I'm asking you, like, honestly, do you guys know anyone else that trades live every single day? And if you guys do the math, if you guys have been with Learn Plan Profit for over a year, think about it. Most of you didn't buy it full price. And there's 365 days in a year. There's about a little bit over 200 trading days, right? So it means you're spending less than $1 a day when it comes down to watching me trade, right? Here it goes. Natural gas is selling off. So it's never been about like trying to overcharge or anything like that. And I know that there's people from time to time that will trade live, but it's not every day, right? And it's not on a consistent basis and on a schedule. And for me, it's just been like, I didn't really care what everyone else was doing. I knew that I was at a point where I just wanted to provide something that not everyone else had access to. And it's like, yeah, I can post my profits, but what is that worth? Like you're not benefiting from how much money I make, but what you can possibly benefit from is my thought process and seeing me trade live. And yeah, so that was the whole idea. As I continue to create more things for, like, both on the software side and our physical locations, I just want to continue to work on things that I wish were readily available and affordable when I first started trading, because I knew it would have helped me out a lot more. At the end of the day, I want all of you guys to be successful, but I know at the end of the day, not everyone is going to solely pursue trading in the stock market. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like Acacia Hunt, if you guys saw that video, Acacia Hunt is a perfect example. She was trading, she was part of Learn Plan Profit first, and then she joined Flipping Wheels, and then she really just grew a passion for it, and now she's opening her own car dealership. So my goal is to be that spark that just gets you started, and hope that, hopefully you do find success in the stock market, but at least I'm that spark that will maybe just assist you. And I want to empower you to pursue anything that you guys want to do. And if there's anything, when it comes down to us working together, we've worked a lot with a series of Learn Plan Profit and TechBud Solution members. Everyone that lives with me, Weston, Justin, Harley, they were all part of Learn Plan Profit. Ishmael and Michael are my cousins, right? So those are the only people that weren't. But everyone else is someone that I met through TechBud Solutions or through Learn Plan Profit. So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. Are we technically partners? I mean, we might be, right? Here we go. I appreciate that, Ozzy. All right. Guys, we're getting a lot of consolidation. Do you guys all agree that it's kind of like slowing down, right? It like will sell off and then it'll pick right back up, but the margin isn't enough. It's just a lot of consolidation. So do you guys mind? I have my alert set up here. I have my alert set down here. I want to give it more time for either it to push up or sell off. So I'm up already the 2K, right? And I just don't want to force a trade, not even for the live stream. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So also I want to give this more time for this thing to potentially sell off. The biggest focus for my last trade, I'm probably just going to take one more trade, if that, and it's going to be direction. So where did you make the 2K? Braxton, if you would have tuned in as soon as we went live, I closed out my last trade on, I think it was you guys, where I had a little bit over $1,200 on my last trade. But yeah, you can rewatch the whole video and it'll show that. So, can you trade pre-market? I thought it was not possible. Yeah, you can't trade pre-market if you have a paper trading or simulation trading account. But if you have a real account, we've talked about it multiple times, where all you have to do is change this to EXT. I'm sorry. It won't let me do it anymore, but wait, what's this? Oh, this is crude oil, that's why. But something like this, right? So I can go here, click here, and then do EXT. And by clicking EXT, this is highlighting that it's extended time, and pre-market and aftermarket are viewed as extended hours. So yeah. Can you take a look at BYND? Yeah, I'm going to be closing out the live stream soon, but I'll definitely do this one for you. Okay, so it looks like it definitely was showing signs of an uptrend. We're getting a lot of consolidation right now. To be completely honest, ask yourself this question: is the direction super clear? If it's not, there's no reason to force the trade. That simple, right? It's overbought, it's overextended. Look at the RSI, look at the MACD. You're knowledgeable enough to understand that. I don't even care if this thing begins to shoot up. You have to manage your risk, and you have to make sure that every action that you take moving forward is something that directly benefits your future. And looking at this, again, you're a deal hunter. Does this look like a good deal? That simple, right? No, it doesn't. Okay, then why even waste your time with it? If it begins to push up and you want to go with it just because it's a momentum trade, again, that's up to you. You're taking on the risk. That's a high risk, high reward. But at the end of the day, you're the final decision maker on what you choose to trade and invest in. So set your alerts and just make sure that you have a clear understanding of what's going on. There's no reason to force a trade. So your video reminder simply to watch direction help me. Chuck, and correct me if I'm wrong, but and this is like everyone that's watching right now, feel free to comment on this. I feel like the more simple that you keep your trades when it comes down to like your entries and your exits, that I'm just gonna walk away early, I'm gonna get in after confirmation. Keeping it that simple makes the experience that much easier. It just makes it so much more efficient. And yeah, you don't have crazy profits. You didn't squeeze out every cent. You didn't get in and buy the dip and maximize the entire trade. But who cares? You felt extremely comfortable with the trade. You kept it super simple, and you had that confidence the entire time. And feel free to share your honest opinion on that. So it looks like natural gas is selling off. It's like when you're trying to predict all these different kind of like reversals, like when you just allow the opportunity to present itself, I find that to be so much more effective and efficient. And I just wanted to get your guys' insight. Do you guys agree on that as well? Is it that much more effective and efficient for each and every single one of you? Looks like the thing is a little bit delayed. I do apologize for that. Emotional though, sometimes it's hard to follow. Yeah, no, I agree. And it just, again, becomes, you just have to give it time for you to become more well-versed, right? With the market. And over time, you'll find your niche, you'll find your area, and it'll be that much easier for you to be able to like, experience that. So, like chasing a spike, oh my god, yeah, like FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. Sometimes it's very difficult for you to be able to like hold back and stay away, but at the end of the day, it is very important. But yeah, my biggest trade, so on you guys, right? You can check this out if you wanted to see like my trades and stuff like that. It wasn't anything crazy. This is kind of how it played out. So bought, sold. Bought. So I averaged up and then sold. That's simple. Nothing crazy. Kept it super simple. And it was the same thing with, DGAS. It was nothing crazy, super simple. I didn't make that much on DGAS or 834. But this one's right now the one that's actively trading up. So I just want to end it with the direction. And then we'll leave it at that. So trade like a robot. I like that. So let's go ahead and talk about, so /CL right now, right? It was showing signs of an uptrend. It began to sell off and then it began to push up. The direction is not super clear. Like I don't care like what's going on. It's not super clear. It was pushing up, it's pushing down, it's overextended now, it's overbought. It's just all over the place. So until it becomes clear, I probably will not touch it. Natural gas was pushing up, but then now began to sell off and it's kind of just consolidating here. So the direction is not super clear, right? /NQ, it was showing signs of an uptrend and then now began to sell off. So I would watch out for maybe a potential reversal once again, and then we can kind of go from there. And then we got /GC with a strong push up, which means that /NQ should have a strong push down. So that's simple. I've sold during normal market hours, right? Actually, no, I think I went live a little early and I sold even during pre-market. I went live early, right before 6:30. But yeah, I haven't taken a trade during normal market hours. And the reason why I explained, if you tuned in as soon as I went live, I explained why. My goal is 1.5 to 2% a day, and I'm already at 2%, right? Now I don't have to be super aggressive with my trades. I don't want to give back any of the profits I already made. So the direction has not been super clear. And you guys can see every single support that we called out for you guys, it played out according to plan. Every single resistance we called out for, natural gas, it played out exactly as planned. But guess what? The margin of profit was not worth it. The risk was not worth it. The trade was not worth it. So that's why I held back. And I'm okay with that. I don't care if I can call out every single entry and every single exit. It's like, yeah, there's like a lot of opportunities out there in the world that like I can make $10 or $20 per transaction, but is it worth my time and is it worth my effort? No, and that's what you have to value yourself at. What is worth your time and your effort, and what is worth that trade? And does the margin of profit or the overall opportunity outweigh the risk, right? When it comes down to us investing in cars, it's been a very hot topic because of like the update for flipping wheels. And am I going to buy a car for $1,000 to sell it for $1,100? Probably not, right? But if I worked really hard for $1,500 and I can buy a car that's worth $2,000 for $1,500 and then sell it for $2,000, hey, that's not bad, right? I get to enjoy a car, I get to drive around my investment, and I get to make $500 off of it, right? Which is what is that? 33% growth from the $1,500 investment. It's like that simple. It's whatever you value your time and your effort at, or the overall investment. So we have natural gas back at that resistance. Again, it's kind of just consolidating right around that like 2.30 area, and kind of go from there. So Ricky, I admire your consistency. I've been really enjoying your live streams. You're honestly, oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Man, cars are cheap in the US. Yeah, no, that you guys should see some of the cars that like, there's some cars that Caleb and Weston buy that are under $1,000. They'll buy for 600 and they'll sell for like, 1,500. It's crazy. That's why I take what it is that they teach to the flipping wheels team, and I try to like give the same examples for trading. Like, we're deal hunters. They are deal hunters. When it comes down to investing in real estate, people don't want to overpay. They're deal hunters, right? Lenny is a deal hunter. Us in the stock market, it makes sense. Why can we not be deal hunters? But to identify a deal, you have to understand how to determine its worth, its value. And that's what we have to work on. Giving it time to understand patterns, giving it time to understand low point, high point within the day, within larger charts. This is all something that we have to slowly ease ourselves into. It takes time. The stock market is much more complicated, but that's why, within 1 hour of trading, once you scale to that point, you can make $2,000 within 1 hour. Cars, a little bit different. Housing market, a little bit different. But it's how you refine yourself and how you ease into that market. Let's see, Ricky, what's your opinion on flipping cars in the state with private owner sales tax and no refund on car registration, like Illinois? California is very similar. You just have to be more selective with what you choose to buy. You just have to take those expenses into consideration. It's that simple. So you have to be even that much more selective for those good deals. Kind of like, maybe for those that have a smaller account and have to pay larger commissions, right? I only have to pay $3 per trade, but my account is over 100K, right? But let's say for someone that has $1,000 but has to pay $6 per trade, it just means you have to be that much more selective, right? Do you cover more of deal hunting as the LPP course progresses? For the update. So the update, that's going to be a huge focus. It's a lot of mindset videos in the update, because I feel like that's not something that I focused a lot on, like technical analysis, which is fine, but technical analysis is first of all a very simple concept that over time will begin to make more sense. I talked about all the indicators and all that stuff, what we already have, right? But one of the biggest parts is mindset. And it's something that I think that a lot of you guys appreciate from me, but it's the mindset of not being so micro focused on your, your profits now, but understanding the longevity of your career as a day trader, if you want to approach it that way. And it's just very real. And I think it could really open people's eyes. My goal is to provide a specific concept that does not only benefit you in the stock market, but I give a series of different examples when it comes down to real estate and when it comes down to investing in cars, that I hope that for, after someone watches my videos on Learn, Plan, Profit, that they take the same concepts and it benefits them when they buy their first house, that I save them thousands of dollars because of what I, share. That would be my goal. My goal is not just to provide value in one area or one market, but it's to share a certain concept that's universal and making it clear that it's universal. I think that's the best part. I don't know if you guys saw, there's someone that's part of Learn, Plan, Profit and Tech But Solutions in our Tech But Solutions Facebook group, and they just bought their first house. Trading only part, was a part of that, but it was the overall idea of how I bought my first house at age 20 that sparked that interest. And I think that's always our goal. It's to inspire people to be the best that they can be, not just in one market, but it's in any market that they choose to pursue. So I appreciate you guys' time. We've been live for about 45 minutes. Hey Ricky, trade more, talk less. I know today was a lot of talking, but I tried to make up for it because I just didn't see a lot of value in what was going on here, right? And this is what I was mainly focusing on. So I do apologize for that if you felt like I spoke a little bit too much today. I just wanted to still provide some form of value. But yeah, really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your, day. If there's anything that I can do for you and, assist you with, please don't hesitate to reach out. And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Have fun, make someone smile today. And if you see someone new within Learn Plan Profit, please don't hesitate to welcome them and, maybe be the light in someone's day. So appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.